Welcome all to Off the Cuff. And today we will be talking about Major League Cricket 2026 season and, of course, the future of cricket in America. And I do have Mr. Johnny Grave here with me. He is the CEO of Major League Cricket. And very warm welcome, Johnny, to Off the Cuff.
Thank you very much for having me.
Absolutely my pleasure. And a little bit about Johnny. He brings 25 years of leadership experience in international cricket. As CEO of Cricket West Indies for the past 7 years, Rave enhanced the governance, cultivated a high performance culture, and maximized the commercial and cricketing opportunities for the organization there. He also oversaw three World Cups hosted in the West Indies and was the T20 World Cup CEO for the 2024 Men's T20 World Cup co hosted with the US this past June. As commercial director of the Professional Cricket Association in England for 10 years, he drove strategic planning, financial growth, and operational management. I hope I'm right on that.
Yeah, it seems like a long time ago, but yeah, I've been working in cricket, yeah, now 26 years. So it's been a long time.
So you fit right in. I know, we need some great players on the field, but we need really good people off the field too, like you to, make cricket the success that it is today. I'm really looking forward to this season. But tell me what inspired the creation of Major League Cricket and what was the original vision for it?
Yeah, look, I mean, I joined Major League Cricket last February, so last season was my first season. Obviously, as you said earlier, I was the CEO of Cricket West Indies, and a number of our players played in that
Yeah.
inaugural season back in 2023. Um, I guess ultimately what's happened is you've got this just unbelievable, fantastic group of cricket passionate investors that have all come together to try and make the second biggest sport in the world a meaningful sport here in the United States, which is the most sort of developed and sophisticated sports market in the world. And yeah, that sort of has culminated in first the birth of minor league cricket that happened in back in 2021. Then Major League Cricket started in 2023, probably a bit later than was envisaged and planned, and that was all due to that time that we've long forgotten during COVID. And yeah, since then, the league year on year has really grown and expanded. So last season we were at three venues. This season again we're going to be at three venues. But most excitingly, I guess those three venues represent home venues for three of our six teams. So yeah, the league is expanding. We're going to be bringing again some of the biggest stars in world cricket to the United States to play alongside those domestic players. And yeah, it all starts here in Dallas this evening.
Absolutely. It's starting on the 18th. And we do have the first Indian player, capped Indian player, Ravichandran Ashwin joined the SF Unicorns. So here we are really excited about that in the Bay Area, uh, uh, you know. And but what do you foresee for Major League Cricket in next 5 to 10 years? I have to say.
Well, I think certainly what we're hoping for this season is that continued growth. We've been able to grow year on year in terms of our attendances, in terms of our fans who are watching live on TV, and we've announced that Major League Cricket for the first time will be available in every single country in the world, including massive cricket platforms. So in addition to the likes of Seven Plus in Australia and Sky in New Zealand and Willow TV here in the US,
Okay.
in ESPN in the Caribbean and Africa. We've been able to add Sky Sports in the UK and Ireland, and I think our first year on Geo Star, both on Star Sports and the Geo Hotstar network in India last year, that we'll be again on this year, just saw millions and millions of fans watching cricket in America, and we had that amazing time up in the Bay Area last year, playing at the historic Oakland Coliseum, and the nervousness that we've forgotten now of dropping in those wickets that had never been done before, and seeing how they will play. And Finn Allen, the New Zealand player who's back again for the Unicorns this season, scoring that magnificent 150 in the opening game, really sort of set the league sort of off to a flying start. And particularly to play our first game in the Oakland Coliseum, to have such a a great match and a good win for the home team. So we're really excited about going back to Oakland and not just going back with San Francisco Unicorn games like we are next week, but actually going back towards the middle part of July, the end of the tournament, for our playoff and championship final match. So yeah, there's plenty to look forward to, and particularly, I guess, on the West Coast, the first matches that will be played in Los Angeles. So really exciting season ahead.
Absolutely. And we are waiting here in the Bay Area. I think the first match is June 24th.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Yes,
So yeah, hopefully we get off to a flyer like we did last year, and there'll be
absolutely.
another big score on those drop-in wickets that are actually going in today. So we start the sort of creation or conversion of the Oakland Coliseum to a cricket venue today. So we should all be set for next week.
Mhm. Now, talking about success, besides the viewership and the revenue, what do you think success will mean to the MLC and for cricket in general?
I think certainly over the next few years, it would be brilliant to see some of the things that we've started to see happen more regularly, particularly in terms of player performances. I mean, the final last year, seeing young Americans play alongside those global stars and not just, do well, but actually, were the match stars. I think is great to see. Obviously, as well, everyone wants Team USA to continue to improve. They're top of World Cricket League Two. They almost beat, or certainly competed against India in the Wankhede Stadium back in February in the T20 World Cup, and everyone still remembers and remarks about that fantastic win here in Dallas in 2024 when they beat Pakistan. So I think we want to see more American stars. We want to see Team USA improving and climbing the rankings, and then, as you said, with the likes of Ashwin joining that incredible roster of international players that have participated in Major League Cricket. Just more of the superstars of the world game continuing to come and play in Major League Cricket, enjoy being in the US.
Okay. And I'm from India. I am, I've watched cricket since I was young, and I watched it during the times of Kapil Dev and Imran Khan and Michael Holding. A few that I can remember. And we were glued to the television watching those 5-day series, which required a lot of patience. But we watched it, or even heard it on radio. We didn't have television, so T20 is something so exciting, and it just fits in into uh, the fast mode and the muscle mode, I'll say, for people these days. But how do you attract the American audience? Because as immigrants you have a great fan base, but like, how are you how will you attract the American people, because their roster is already full with so many leagues. There's football, and then there's NBA, then there's NHL. So a little bit about that. How do you do that?
Yeah, well, I think when T20 cricket was really launched professionally back
Yeah,
in 2003,
yeah.
everyone kind of remarked that it was a more of an American product. The fact that you rightly say it's a sort of fast-paced 3-hour game. We certainly want to be one of the fastest T20 leagues in the world in terms of trying to get it to that 3-hour mark
Mhm.
and maybe even inside that, because we think that's the sweet spot of when people, particularly with younger families, can attend matches and still get home at a reasonable hour. Although Major League Cricket's obviously played predominantly through the school holidays. But in terms of how we attract fans, I mean, certainly the fans that have attended Major League Cricket, because of the quality of the facilities we have, because of I guess, the quality of players and the game that we have, the Americans that have come and sampled it for the first time have absolutely loved it. They've loved those things you mentioned, the fast-paced action, the strength and the speed of the players, but also the subtlety of the spin bowlers and the wristy ramp shots that we now see introduced into the game. And for American fans that are used to watching baseball, where they're so restricted in the arc in which they can hit the ball and score, that sort of freedom of a batter being able to hit the full 360 degrees of a cricket ground, all these sort of nuances, and a bit like, I guess, American football is with the NFL, the sort of the understanding that it's a very tactical and strategic game, the more they get into it. And now with things like YouTube, people can search cricket and look at, great innings from Kapil Dev, or watch Imran Khan or Michael Holding bowl, and therefore become, much more of an engaged fan than they perhaps would have. And we know Americans love sport. We know that they love entertainment. They're looking for things to do. and hopefully Major League Cricket can continue to grow sort of organically. I think where we see the massive opportunity is in 2028 when
Yes.
many Americans will watch sports that they don't normally watch during the course of the year. And that's with cricket's long awaited return to the Summer Olympic Games in Los Angeles in July of 2028 when Team USA will play. And we saw sort of how the country got behind the recent hockey success in the Winter Olympics. You know, the thought of Team USA playing a medal match in Los Angeles in 2028 and engaging and capturing the imaginations of Americans with, you know, all of the sort of access that the Olympics give in terms of the media platforms and the general awareness will be, you know, magnificent to get people watching it. Even better if that unearths some real homegrown superstars of the sport. And
Mhm.
then there's a big opportunity just generically being an Olympic sport that we're only really starting to understand in terms of the junior schools, the middle schools, the high schools, and the colleges,
Yes.
because you're an Olympic sport, wanting to embrace it more within their school sports program. So it's going to have to be a multifaceted a strategy to get cricket to grow here. We've seen soccer do it, obviously most recently. But that also took 20, 30 years really to take hold. So it's definitely going to be a long project. And that's why right at the start of the interview, I said we're blessed with these, you know, amazing investors who are so confident that cricket is a great sport and will be a sport that America can fall in love with, that they're committed to the long-term nature of this project, which I think no one's kidding themselves. 28 is a huge opportunity, but it's probably going to take 10, 15, 20 years for cricket really to grow and be well known as a sport within this country and get anywhere near the likes of, you know, the trajectory that soccer's grown over the last 20 odd years.
I understand. And like you talked about, I think it's very important for cricket to grow at the grassroots level also, like high schools and cricket academies. So I'm sure, MLC is a huge magnet for academies, like we have the California Cricket Academy here. And I had gone for one of the practice sessions there and, seeing girls and boys, get interested in the sports. And sports that they've not really seen. Cricket has just come up in United States of America, so probably they're just seeing the Indian side of cricket. So I guess now they can look up to cricketers from the USA also. And So tell me about the pitches here, because I think it's a whole process to make a pitch and a cricket ground. How are you managing that? And any experience, of players saying, "Okay, what kind of a pitch is that? Is it a new thing here, especially developing a pitch for a great T20 cricket match?"
Yeah, look, we're blessed with having some of the best curators in the world that come and give us advice and do that. Our head and lead curator and Dave Agnew,
Okay.
who came over from South Australia, has been
Mm.
fantastic, not just here in Grand Prairie where he's predominantly based, but also working with our outgrounds and practice facilities and giving advice to investors and minor league teams in particular that are building out even more facilities than Major League Cricket. So we've got 26 minor league teams with another group of fantastic investors that are
Okay.
building out these academy networks. I think there's over 1,800 children in the Bay Area registered through these academies. There's 1,400 here in the Dallas-Fort
Mm.
Worth area. So cricket is taking hold through both the Major League and the minor league. And yeah, look, quality pictures really does make for the best product. I think most of us would say maybe the IPL went a little bit too far this year in terms of being batter friendly. And
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
so certainly that Test match pitch at Lords against England, New Zealand went probably a bit too friendly to the bowlers. So it's an art and a science. It's very difficult to get these things right. But
Yes.
you know, one of the things we've got here is a repurposed minor league baseball ground that is our home in Grand Prairie, that was host of those games back in the World Cup in 2024.
Mhm.
In the Oakland Coliseum, we use completely new technology that's used predominantly in Australia, where they have the Aussie rules and the cricket or the rugby sort of sitting within the winter and summer
Mm.
sports within those stadiums. So actually, what we do is the 22 yards of the cricket pitch, we drop that in. So we crane it in from the car park where it lives during the season, during the rest of the year. It's
Yes.
well maintained by ground staff in terms of cutting the grass, growing the grass, rolling it. And then, yeah, as of today, it will be dropped in on giant cranes from the car park outside the Coliseum into the centre of that Hello Turf where the Raiders and the A's played and now the Roots play. And yeah, by next week, it will once again be converted into a cricket ground. And our sort of most recent one in Los Angeles is a huge project. So that's been going on for several months. We do all the sort of the groundwork you would expect. We laser grade it. It's world-class technology. We have the best drainage so that if it does rain, we can get the cricket restarted. And yeah, we're looking forward to putting a big Major League tent pole in the Los Angeles market well ahead of 2028. So again,
Yeah.
we think the matches there will be great this summer. We think they'll be even better the following year, and they'll be absolutely world class by 2028, which is what everyone engaged in the sport wants. Because that LA Games, as I said earlier, we want it to showcase the sport in the best possible light. So we need to make sure that the players are coming over and being wowed by our facilities, and we want our facilities at the professional level to be second to none, genuinely as good as anywhere you would get anywhere in the world.
Yeah, as an audience, we all want to see those sixes and, big run chases rather than really small scores and then, getting disappointed. So I'm sure you all know what the audience want, and it's just wonderful to see the way cricket is growing here. And one more, personal question is, what keeps you awake at night as a CEO of MLC?
Well, that's probably a different thing every night or different things every night. But yeah, I mean, the scale of the project that we took under
Mhm.
in Oakland last year of dropping the wickets in and moving them from Nassau County, New York, cross country and dropping them in, was a hugely ambitious project that went well. Getting Los Angeles ready for this season has been also a huge project for Los Angeles Knight Riders and their suppliers and our team to get that ready. We're really looking forward to that. And very, very shortly afterwards, we hope to have good news about some of the other teams, particularly Seattle and Washington, about their venue development. So, yeah, look, at the moment, there's lots going on, but we're excited about starting this evening. We're excited about the opportunity to grow cricket in this country and to bring it to new markets and new fans. And yeah, hopefully we're all set up for another brilliant year of Major League Cricket, and hopefully everyone can come out and support the tournament, and obviously in the Bay Area, get behind the team in orange, the San Francisco Unicorns, and come and, as you say, watch these global superstars. It's not often you see Indian players playing outside of India, not in an Indian shirt. So to see such a global superstar as Ashwin playing and performing in the United States, I'm sure there's many people in the Bay Area that never thought they'd see an
Yeah.
Indian cricketer of that stature and profile and skill playing in their own backyard. So it's going to be a fantastic historic occasion. And yeah, we hope, like last year, all the cricket fans of the Bay Area and that wider part of Northern California come out and get behind their team and watch some world class cricket in a world class stadium.
Absolutely. I've been living in the Bay Area for 35 years and I never imagined that, I'll be seeing cricket here being played on such a large scale and, this kind of a platform. In the end, Johnny, one rapid question is your favorite cricketer and why?
Well, I guess as I'm 50 years old, I grew up in that era where England weren't particularly good. Yeah, my favourite cricketer is definitely Sir Viv Richards. Just the way he
Oh,
played the game, his attitude, his fearlessness. And I guess, going back to what we were talking about earlier, he probably played in a T20 mode, 30,
really?
40 years before T20 cricket was born. So yeah, and I had 8 fantastic years in his home country of Antigua and Barbuda. So yeah, Saviv would be my favourite player. But there's many that I've worked with over 25 years. And the one thing about cricket is, it has a great fan base, and the players are very, very, great ambassadors for the sport. So yeah, it's a great sport to be involved in.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Johnny, for joining. I will urge everybody to come see, cricket flourish, support it, and just buy your tickets as soon as possible and enjoy the ride, I'll say. Thank you, Johnny, for joining. Once again, hope to see you sometime. Bye bye.
Absolute pleasure.
Thank you. Bye bye.